From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
You want to go where to buy a new refrigerator? Steve's A to Z Appliance in Cottonwood? In Cottonwood? Just a 10-minute drive. And they'll save us money. New and used, honest, reliable, factory-trained repair service and parts, and they'll save us money. And dispose of this thing? We gotta make the short drive to Steve's A to Z. Thanks, son.
Steve's A to Z Appliance, front and main streets in Cottonwood. Drive a little, save a lot.
Well, as you know, the people that are in most danger when it comes to extreme weather events, it's the elderly. But there's a way that you can help, and you can share the love with a loved one with a Share the Love grant from shiningcare.org. Now, what it will do is you'll share the love with a loved one. They'll get that nice surprise, but they'll also know that you are helping the elderly during these severe weather events and helping to keep them safe. So go to shiningcare.org and you can share the love with a loved one and also help the elderly in the process. All right, let's go and take a look at our weather headlines. Here's the deal. We've got morning mountain snow with afternoon clearing. Now, there may be a morning shower for parts of us in the valley, but overall, it's going to be dry through most of the day in the valley. It'll be a dry start to the weekend with some Sunday showers. We've got a drier pattern next week, but still a chance for some showers through at least the middle of next week. All right, here's your Krueger's Quickcast. For those of you that are in a hurry, let's get you through the forecast for today, shall we? Let's start off by how much rain we've seen the last 48 hours. Over an inch was expected in the valley. Look at that, Chico, 1.5, a little bit less than that in Oroville. Of course, we saw a bit more out towards parts along the coast, over 2 inches in Trinidad. And what you're seeing here in some of the mountains is when you melt that snow down is kind of what you're looking at there over the last 48 hours. All right, out the door this morning, there are going to be some clouds. I think it'll be mainly dry in the valley, though, and some showers and some snow, maybe a rain-snow mix for some of those, even some of the lower mountain communities. I would say snow levels will be around 2,500 to 3,500 feet this morning and even into the afternoon. So this is the cold storm system. It's moving to the east. There's still some cold and unstable air associated with it, and that's why we're still seeing some of those snow flurries in the mountains here through at least the morning hours. This dry slot right here, that's what we have in store for a Saturday, and then Sunday is this storm system. Looks pretty impressive, but it's not going to pack a very big punch. All right, taking a look at also the fact that we do have a high surf advisory until 2 o'clock here today. Large breaking waves of about 20 to 22 feet. Also a flood watch through tonight for the areas in green, as we still have areas susceptible to that flooding. I think this will expire before 10 o'clock because most of the snow will be done with here in the eastern mountains here, most likely by about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, so let's take a look at futurecast for today and into tonight. There you can see some of the snow that we're seeing in the mountains. Now, this is going to create travel delays. I think we're going to see, of course, we've got some chain requirements out there, just not as bad as it was yesterday. I-5 doesn't have any chain requirements, by the way, so that's good news. Neither does Highway 299. We'll take a look at that in a second. But by midday, yeah, we're still dry in the valley, but see how off to the west it's dry. We're still seeing a few snow flurries here and there. And then, yeah, you can see by about later this afternoon into the evening, it's completely dry. And then we're going to be dry here for Friday night and even into your Saturday as well. Hey, take a look at that ski report. With the snow that we've seen, we're back up to about 104 inches out at the summit of the Mount Shasta Ski Park. 100% open, looking pretty good. Looks like it should be a good weekend to get out there at the ski park. So again, this always looks like it's on I-5, but this is actually on Highway 89, Snow End Summit. So it's all clear on I-5. There may be some slick spots. You need to be careful. Highway 299, you're all clear as well. But of course, east of I-5, yeah, I mean, you're still looking at plenty of chain requirements there, and of course on Highway 36 West as well. Let's take a look at some of those cameras out there, and there you can see Snowman Summit. Yeah, there's the chain requirements there. It's slushy, a little bit icy in spots too, so you just definitely need to be careful. But I-5 near Mount Shasta just looks wet, but not necessarily icy. And of course, Dunsmuir, of course, looking at those wet conditions as well. Well, let's take a look at Highway 299 East. There's Hatchet Mountain. Can't really see much here in the dark, but there you can see Cedar Pass, still plenty of snow up there. Of course, that's where we have some chain requirements. Highway 44, Lassen Park. Snow, we've got snow out of Beauregard Ranger Station. Of course, no big surprises there. Plenty of chain requirements east of I-5. This is Highway 36 and 89 near Chester. It looks pretty clear there, actually. And for down near Summit, looks like we are seeing some snow on the highway there. All right, let's take a look at the road conditions here. And what you'll notice overall is that we go through the day, conditions will improve. Although with some snow expected through at least the early afternoon hours, we may still be looking at chain requirements, not only through the afternoon, but I think we could still see some chain requirements east of I-5 through even tomorrow morning. So if you're traveling in the mountains here tomorrow morning, east of I-5, just check those road conditions before heading out, because there most likely will still be some chain requirements, at least over some of the higher mountain passes. All right, so for today, temperatures are going to be in the upper 50s, maybe even some low 60s for some of the warmer spots. Now, in the mountains, though, still cool, but not as cold as it has been. We're talking upper 30s and low 40s, upper 40s for the coast. All right, let's take a look at that 7-day outlook, and happy Valentine's Day, kind of expressing and showing the love, right? There you can see, of course, we got the dry conditions through Saturday for the valley. Again, maybe a stray sprinkle light shower this morning. Don't be surprised, but it's Sunday. And Sunday's rain will not be all that heavy. Neither will Monday's or even Wednesday of next week. But we do have that chance for showers in the forecast. All right, the coast, inland, and for Trinity County, again, off and on chances. We're going to be looking at dry conditions through most of the day on the coast, as well as the inland areas. It may be a morning mix, rain-snow mix for Weaverville, Hayfork, otherwise dry through most of the day and into your Saturday as well. And for Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains, I think we'll see at least mid-afternoon hours before it dries out, dry for Saturday, and then, of course, more chances as we go into the second half of the weekend and even into the middle of next week. All right, that is a look at Krueger's QuickCast. Let's, before we get to that, before we get to our deeper dive, just want to let you know that, yeah, I've got a free Weather NorCal app if you don't know about it already. Just search for Weather NorCal in your app store. You're going to love it. Everything that I have, if you like what I'm doing here with Weather NorCal and you've just discovered it, you're going to discover a lot more of what I have to offer, because this right here will really help to expand what you know about getting weather information here at Weather NorCal. There are so many different ways, folks. It's amazing what we're doing here. All right, let's take a look at the satellite image here. You can see still a lot of that cold and unstable air that's in place, and that's why we're still seeing some of the snow this morning in the mountains. But again, as that moves out, we dry things out. Now, this is the dry slot for Saturday. And this is the next storm system. This looks like a beast, doesn't it? And it's going to, like it's going to pack this big punch. But the main storm system itself is going to be to our north. We're just going to get that cold front passing through. But it'll be enough to bring at least a decent amount of rain for the coast, just not much rain for everyone else. And of course, fairly high snow levels with this one. So again, that's what we're looking at right now. This is the trough of low pressure. That's what's helping to destabilize the atmosphere a bit. This is the disturbance passing through. Here's the ridge of high pressure that'll build in here for this afternoon and Saturday. Then by Saturday night, there's the cold front approaching. Now, watch the cold front. It fizzles out. That's pretty typical. As it hits the coastal range, it kind of dies out. So most of the rain will be along the coast, and then by the time it makes its way into the valley, into the eastern mountains, it just won't bring us much in the way of rain or snow for that matter. Now, it looks like, though, we still have a little bit of instability. Could create a few more isolated showers on Monday. Then Tuesday, a break. And then there you can see Wednesday, looking at a chance for some more showers. And then Thursday of next week, and probably even beyond that, we're looking at dry conditions as we've got high pressure building in, pushing the rain up to our north. So yeah, I mean, we've got off and on chances for showers, and it is a drier pattern next week, but we still have some wet weather. All right, so let's kind of, for at least through the weekend, show you what we've got going on. Here's what it looks like this morning. Looks pretty impressive, but see what's happening by midday? It's breaking apart. So from eastern Siskiyou County to the east, still some snow flurries here and there midday. The rest of us are still dry. And then by 5 o'clock, it's done and over with. Partly to mostly cloudy skies for the mountains, mainly sunny skies here in the valley. Increasing clouds, though, as we take you through the day on Saturday, but still dry. It's not until Saturday night into Sunday that we'll see this begin to move on in here. So here it is. There's that cold front. You see it's going to be bringing some pretty decent rain here for Del Norte and northern Humboldt County, as we would typically see with a storm system like this. And then as it pushes eastward, you see how it's just not as impressive. Now, there could be some early morning brief periods of moderate to even heavy rainfall for parts of the valley early Sunday morning. But you can see already by 6 a.m. the coast, not seeing much anymore, right? Because it's pretty much dying out. Yeah, it's a few stray showers, but the bulk of the rain will be on the coast here for your Sunday morning. And then it's Sunday afternoon. You see how we have some more activity to our north. That could, of course, push southward here through the day on Monday for your President's Day, giving us another chance for showers, but nothing as impressive as we saw with that cold front passing through. We do have a winter storm warning for the eastern mountains until 10 o'clock here tonight, but I do think it'll expire probably before then because most of the snow will be gone well before 10 o'clock at night. There you can see, though, the chain requirements this morning. Nothing on I-5. It's east of I-5 and Highway 89 that you've got the chain requirements there. Nothing on Highway 299, but chain requirements on Highway 36 West, as we'd expect. And yes, plenty of chain requirements east of I-5 here this morning. So be aware of that if you have to travel in the mountains. But as we showed you a little bit earlier, we are seeing improving conditions. I just want you to be aware of the fact that if you're traveling in the mountains tomorrow morning here east of I-5, most likely still looking at chain requirements here. All right, so that could create some possible delays for you if you are traveling Saturday morning in the eastern mountains. Let's take a look at the amount of rainfall that we can expect out of this. So again, that cold front passes through the north coast. Yeah, I mean, looking at some 3/4 of an inch of rainfall for Crescent City, but elsewhere, most likely only about 1/10 of an inch of rainfall at most to a few hundredths in other areas. We still have a flood watch until tonight. For the areas in green here, there's those flood warnings, by the way. Looking at the river levels, yeah, we still have them in the action or even in the minor flood stage here. Action just basically means it's close to the flood stage. We have a flood warning here, as you can see in Tehama and even parts of Butte County. So let's take a look at some of the areas around the Sacramento River at Tehama Bridge. It's actually going to be dropping as we speak through the day today and into Saturday. So that's good. We're finally starting to see most of these do that. You can see the Vinowitson Bridge. It's below the flood stage, but it's continuing to drop into the good category, right? And then, of course, we take a look at Ord Ferry. It's going to just kind of bump up a little bit to right around the flood stage and then start to drop again for around the weekend, around Saturday afternoon to Sunday. But looking at the long range, you see how we have drier than normal conditions in the forecast. And the darker the shade, the brown, the better the chances of seeing below normal rainfall. So as you head to the south, better chances. We are still seeing a chance for showers over the next 10 days. It just doesn't look like it's going to be anything all that impressive. You know, this is when we see a lot of rain. So even if we see a light shower, it's not enough to even get us close to normal for this time of the year. So we look at the lake levels, we're still very healthy, about 82% capacity actually for all three lakes here, Shasta, Trinity, and Oroville, and still in the historical average over 120 and even over 130%. And the drops that we're seeing, so they are most likely releasing less water from the dams because you can see about a 1.65 foot drop in the last 24 hours for Shasta Lake, and of course much less than that for Trinity and Oroville. So it looks like we're kind of slowing things down here with the release from those dams. All right, let's take a look at the snow cover and the season here. It could be better. It could be. I mean, we take a look at percent of April average. I mean, anywhere from 41 to 79%. Of course, it's better up to the north than it is to the south. And the overall statewide average is about 58% of the April 1st average. And of course, normal to date, about 81%. So really you want to look at the normal to date too, because we're over 100% here to the north, but it gets a little bit less as you head to the south. So yes, we could use more storms. We could use more snow in the snowpack here. Let's hope that as we go through the rest of this month, and especially March, we do see more of that. Hey, by the way, I want to show you this because you may or may not have noticed, it's been kind of chilly here in the month of February. I mean, every single day for this month, it's been basically below normal. You can see here, that just means it's been near normal, but we've basically been below normal here for the entire month of February. You may have noticed it's been quite chilly out there. But look at this. Looking at the long range, we may actually get into the warmer than normal category. So we're going to start to see those temperatures bump up again. Closer to normal for this time of the year, it's going to be warmer. So you have that to look forward to. Look at the wave heights for today. They are starting to slowly subside here through the day, and especially for your Saturday. And then going into Sunday, they'll probably start to increase again here. But you can see there still is a high surf advisory until 2 o'clock this afternoon with those large breaking waves. So usually it's not a good idea to be hanging out on the beach during these advisories. There you can see a marine forecast. northwest winds at about 20 to 25 knots. This hazardous seas warning is for this morning. It will be allowed to expire later this afternoon, especially as those waves do start to drop. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures mainly in the mid-40s, low to mid-40s for your daytime highs. That morning rain-snow mix, otherwise dry through a good portion of the day, and of course your Saturday. For the North Coast, I think it'll be mainly dry. Again, maybe a morning sprinkle, otherwise dry through the afternoon, through the morning and afternoon, and dry for your Saturday. Let's take you up north. 46 for a high today in Orleans, 45 for Willow Creek, 48 degrees for Klamath. Let's take you out to Siskiyou County. Yeah, some morning snow showers, otherwise dry by the afternoon, dry for Saturday, and then more showers coming in Sunday and Monday. Modoc County, I think through at least mid-afternoon, you've got the snow flurries, that is, with about dry conditions on Saturday, and then maybe a chance. Really, Sunday doesn't look all that impressive for you as far as rain or snow is concerned. Maybe Monday, a better chance coming in there. All right, let's take you down to the south, out towards the eastern mountains. You can see about 39 degrees for Chester, about 39 degrees for Janesville, and 50 out in Paradise. Afternoon snow showers as well, but by the late afternoon, early evening, it's pretty much done with. Here's your Valley Neighborhood Forecast brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. A morning sprinkle. If you're on your morning commute, driving the kids to school, getting yourself off to work, and the windshield wiper maybe has to be put on for maybe 1 or 2 wipes, that, don't be surprised. But overall, it's going to be a dry start to the day and dry through the day. Taking a look at your Chico 7-day forecast. Happy Valentine's Day. That's today. If you haven't done anything, you still got at least this morning to get something right for your loved one. Dry through for today and of course tomorrow, and then the off and on chances for showers for Sunday into the middle of next week. Let's take you up north. 50 degrees for Lakehead, 55 degrees for Bella Vista, 57 out in Cottonwood. All right, let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Redding. And there it is. Temperatures upper 50s. But look at next week. Remember, I was talking about temperatures have been below normal. It's been cool. Well, we're going to get back up to the low to even mid-60s by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. That's your morning update. Have yourselves a great afternoon.
Wiggly mouth.
Woggy mouth.
No.
Painting.
Wiggy mouth.
It's Woogie Moth Painting.
It's Walgamuth Painting, and yes, we'll paint anything.